Hello and welcome to day 27 for this Inktober Tangle Challenge 2023. I'm Rachel from Rachel Angela Art and you can find me on Instagram with the same name. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher and just want to say thank you to Stephanie Jennifer for putting the prompts for this challenge together for us. So today's tangle is Camus by Annett Rümpler, CZT, and it's very similar to a ruckus. So if you know how to do the ruckus tangle, this is very similar. So this is mine that I did earlier, and it's coming to squares because I've done so many little crescent moon shapes around there. So focusing, being present, and getting our little bijou tile. There's always little bits on this because it's the way that it's must be die cut, so there's always lots of little bits. So I'll zoom in. And we will relax and we'll do our corner dots. And this is once you get your head around this, for beginners, it's you just have to focus your attention on what you're doing. But it's a pretty, once you've mastered it and played with it, we can get some really lovely shading. You can shade in different ways. Okay. So then what we're going to do is split this into 3. So a third. And it doesn't have to be perfect, as usual. So, it doesn't have to be perfect. So then what we're going to do is do some little crescent moon shapes. So I'm just going to fit 3 on, so I always kind of do one in the middle-ish to start with. I'm going to do a little crescent moon because I think this is like a tangulation of a ruckus and crescent moon together. And I'm going to leave a space, and then I'm going to do another crescent moon about the same size, and then one at the other side, leaving about the same amount of space, but it doesn't really matter. So there we go, and then I'm going to ink these in. And as I've said before, I am a slow tangler. I like focusing and concentrating and breathing and relaxing. Always having our shoulders relaxed. We don't want to hold any tension as we're enjoying ourselves tangling. So we're just going to ink those in like that, and I'm going to actually ink this string in, oops, like that, and then we're going to start and we're going to do a Well, we'll start with this first. We will come down here. And my husband thought this looked like a glass, a wine glass or something. I can see it. So we're just drawing 2 parallel lines, or we're drawing a line and then aura in it. And then what we're going to do is come down here in a straight line, or in this line, and that's all it is. It's aura in the lines. So then we do our horizontal line. So we're going to do the same here. In fact, I will ink this line in as well. Oops. And then we're going to, as though it's going underneath. Am I on camera yet? And then we're going to turn our tile so that you're relaxed and your shoulders are relaxed. And then we're going to aura this crescent moon from one line to the other. So we're just going to do, this is all we're doing now, is lots of auras. You just have to concentrate. So as though it's going behind, and then we're just going to aura that. And then the same with this one. And then we're going to aura these again. So we're going to try and keep the same distance, but I never do. I never do, and it doesn't matter. All about the process. And then we're going to turn our tile, and we're going to do the horizontal lines now, or the vertical, depending on which way you've, horizontal that way, vertical this way, whichever way you're holding your tile. And then we're going to do the same with this. Just going to aura this line. And then we're just going to do our aura of the crescent moon. So remember, as though it's going under and you're coming round. So the joining, almost going under. And then the same here. So you do find your rhythm quite easily. And then we're going to do our vertical line. And then we're going to turn our tile and we're going to do these lines. So you do get into a rhythm. Just ink that in actually. And then we're going to do our line here, and you can see that we're going in all the time, so you kind of get used to the pattern that you're doing. I'm going to do a crescent moon. Remember, as though it's going under, so kind of get the idea. Oh, and don't want to fit any more in, or shall I leave it? Got 3, 3, 3, 3. So this is your choice now. I'll just ink this line in while I'm thinking about it. There, looks good. I'll come back to that when I decide. So what we're going to do with this then is we're going to do another crescent moon on this line. We're going to turn our tile, and of course you don't have to do this. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to gauge where that line is previously. Come down. And you can make so many different patterns with this. It's a nice border tangle too. I'm obviously doing it in a grid, or kind of a grid. So then you've got to remember where you are. So I'm not going to ink these in. But I will ink this line in. Okay. So now we've got our wine glass shape. We can do our horizontal. And remember, they are horizontal or vertical. Vertical that way. Horizontal that way. And that is the way my tile is. So they would be horizontal. I know, I'm confusing myself. Never mind you. Okay. And then we're going to do this one. Remember, it's going under. And the slower you go, maybe the better straight your line is. But it doesn't matter. This is all just about enjoying yourself. And then we're going to aura this again. So if we're thinking about this, just to kind of get a little bit consistent. And I've not really done that, have I? Because that's there, but it doesn't matter. And then we're going to do our vertical lines. Am I drawing off camera again? There we go. And then draw this one in. I think that's the trouble with me. I draw too tiny, maybe. And then we're going to put our aura in again. There we go. Oh, we forgot to do this vertical line. And then this vertical line. And then we turn our tile, and then we put this one in, another one of these. So you can see you can get quite a nice pattern going. In fact, I quite like it half-half there. So do I leave it like that? We'll put, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Put our horizontal lines in. And then, do we go again? Or shall we leave it? Quite like it like that, actually. I'm going to go again. Because I can. And you get used to it. You get used to doing this in the end. So you kind of can do one and see where it takes you, so you can just concentrate on one. So if we bring that in, and maybe that's where we leave that one. So we bring our vertical line in. And yeah, then we'll ink those in. And we'll do a line. Oops. And we can ink these in. And it's the shading that makes this pop as well. So you will get used to the, just going to ink that one in. The pattern you're creating and which lines go where. So we'll do the same, we'll just ink these in. And then I'll go back and I'll do the others. I think it's because I draw so small. I'm turning my tile. Not forgetting to turn my tile. I have to go there. Okay. I quite like that, just left like that. And then what we're going to do is turn our tile, and we're going to imagine that at the top of this, that's going to be the middle. I'm just going to put a little dot, and then we're going to do another crescent moon there, and another crescent moon around that, and another crescent moon around that. And then we're going to bring our line down. I think I'll aura that line to start with. Oops. And then we'll bring it down. So kind of trying to get that straight-ish. And then we're going to just do exactly what we've done here. So, just going to bring this down, put this line in, this border line. And then we're going to come across with our grid, our vertical line, or horizontal line, whichever way you're drawing it. And the same here. I'm not being very careful. And then it's just following the same pattern. So do our aura. Oops. Bring our line in. And it doesn't have to match this at all. And then we turn and then we put our aura line in, and then so you can see how it's coming along. And then we go back. And put our horizontals in. While we're at this side. And then so we can just keep going. I'm concentrating, that's why I'm not talking as much. Plus I'm very tired now. We're coming to the end of the challenge and I've been tangling and videoing every single day. So it's definitely challenged me, and especially because I'm new to this YouTube. This is a new channel. I've always wanted to do one but never had the courage. So, do I do a bit more? Yeah, I will. Put this in, and I think that will be it then. Nice little box then to ink in. So if we can just ink in. I've got my 08 pen. Got an 05. I wonder if this'll be better. Might be. I didn't expect this video to be so long. I'm very tired today. That's not working either. Nope. Never mind, we will just continue with this. So we'll just ink these in. Like this. And if you can hear somebody creeping about in the background, that's my husband. And he's just giving me my 08 pen. Very kind of him, thank you very much. Because it's so much easier to, I mean, you might have a pen. If you're using a pen, that's a great pen to use. Gosh, I'm so slow today. That's better. Now then, to shade. See these lines, I would just put some graphite down these corner lines like this. Not those. Yeah. Yeah, I will. So just carefully. So down all these steps, so to speak. I'm avoiding this top line, this line with the graphite. So it's just down these steps, but you know what I mean. So you get the idea. Turning your tile. Putting some graphite in there. Nearly there. Because whatever's on your tortillon will help with these. So you can see the kind of pattern that's forming there. There we go. And we get our tortillon. And then we're just going to push this graphite in. Just don't be too harsh. And avoiding the top lines. This top line, and we haven't got one there. And then I just brush, kind of almost just flick it out. So you can see how it makes it stand out. There we go. So we're just tickling those lines. I'm going to go on that to make this stand out. The circles that we've made at the top with the crescent moon shapes. Keep seeing all sorts of patterns. There we go. And you can go to town, you can really shade this beautifully. And you can add some white graphite, white charcoal pencil, I mean, to highlight certain areas. So, and if I was not filming, I would do this. Sit and shade, it's my thing, I love shading. So you can really see now how he's standing out. And you can take time with this. As I say, this is a relaxing bit to me. When you've got quite a lot on this small tile. See, I need a smaller tortillon. You see, that's that size. And you get all sorts of different sizes. I'll put it that way. And you can see, so this is tiny. This is really tiny. And so, yeah, different sizes. In fact, this is another one. This is a different size, even bigger and thicker. And then, yeah, that's about the same. So they're the different tortillons I use, depending on, oh, that's better. And then you might have a favourite that you just don't want to get rid of, but they're easy to push back out and get a nice point again. You can use sandpaper to roll them to get the graphite off the end, so you get a clean one again. Oops, look, you see, I've forgotten to put graphite there. So that's not a problem. They're all done now, yeah? Yep. So this is where I need to find out about editing. Can speed these bits up, and I'll learn as I go along. There, you can see that how nice it's looking. I think it's looking really cool. That's why I like the shading. This is like working with a matchstick. It's tiny, 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 tiny. So you can see, and it is the shading that takes me the longest. If anybody's still listening, you've probably all skipped. So I could just waffle on to myself. If you're tangling along, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. And it's worth it when I get some nice comments to say it's helped. can see how that's coming along now. It makes a huge difference. A huge difference. As I say, this is where you just relax. Relax your shoulders. So you can see where the highlights are now in the middle. And you can really make it look silvery. As I said, you can come on with some white charcoal. Make it look really fancy. Just this, turn your tile. There we go. We'll leave it at that. Which way up is it? Yeah. We'll sign our, not with that one. Sign our chop. And there we have Camus by Annett Rümpler. Where is my? That's it. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed that and enjoyed the shading. So until tomorrow, bye bye. Thank you for watching.